whiskey.
Doug, it's Tattoo Month.
All right.
Tattoo Month. Are we going to get
That's
a tattoo
great
together?
I was going to say that's great because it's
you
Halloween.
Just took all of his oomph out of it. Now he's singing.
Oh no! I don't know if I want a tattoo.
And I think Leslie would say, nah.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Now is it get a tattoo or stay married? Oh, I think I'm gonna stay married.
yeah, me too, me too. But anyways, tonight we have a tattoo artist and an entrepreneur on, who goes by the stage name, pen name, Paes, Paes on social
Because he
media.
also does murals and
Graffiti.
And graffiti.
Yeah, it's so cool some of the stuff he does. We're going to hear about some of the history of the art development of the art community in Colorado Springs. So please welcome Paes.
Welcome to the third chair. We are lucky we have Paes this week.
I'm here, baby.
Oh,
yeah,
we're
great.
so glad. Thank you.
Because it would look silly if Peter and I were just talking to each other.
No reason for a third chair.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
Jesus.
we've done episodes like that.
But they were highlight episodes. And it takes us a long time to accumulate enough highlights to make an episode.
Yeah.
Well, here we are, guys. Here we are.
And guess what Paes does for a living? Just look at his arm.
I doodle for a living.
Oh, that's nice. I like it.
Yep, full-time
That's
tattooing, rocking and rolling.
Wow.
I mean, it's like I was actually painting a truck today, so doing some artwork. So I'm covered in paint, but a bunch of old tattoos. I got some implants in my arm. I've been out here for a while.
Wow. Now,
Wow,
I know
impressive.
everyone wants to know, do tattoo artists ever, like, practice on themselves and tattoo themselves?
I mean, of course, yeah. I got tons of stuff on the front of my chest, everything on this arm. Years ago when I first got started, right, I did it myself, Part of learning how to tattoo and doing those clean lines and packing in that color is also feeling what that feels like to not scar a person. And the only way for a tattooist to do that is to really tattoo themselves.
You gotta put
So
some
did
time
you
in.
do this?
Yeah, this is
Wow.
old stuff, but all of this stuff I did myself, and a little bit on my chest, and then I have a picture of that I did of Eddie Van Halen
Oh, wow, yeah.
playing the guitar, and it
Yeah.
says at the bottom it should have been Sammy.
Oh, Sammy Hagar?
Yeah. God dang it! But
Well,
but
you
yeah,
need-
I've been
Well, you
tattooing
need
time.
to add a little volcano.
Van Halen,
with
please
a-
don't come and get us.
Yeah.
You need a little volcano with eruption
Yeah.
coming
Next to
out
that,
of it or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
So you started as an art student before you were...
I wouldn't say an art student. I moved out at a very young age. I was about 15, and I moved from El Paso, Texas to San Antonio with a friend and had no parents to tell me no. And I got very heavily involved in graffiti. And always been an artist, and knew that I wanted to do something with art. But graffiti kind of, really took me to the next level, right? Because, it was illegal. I wasn't getting permission. But we were doing tons of really cool stuff, very big stuff at a young age that people started to recognize my name for the art on the streets.
Oh, wow.
So that's where the Paes...
That's where the Paes, Paes is my graffiti name, right? So when I started tattooing and I put the word out there that I was tattooing, people were like, oh shit, Paes is tattooing. Now we want to get some of the cool stuff we've seen on the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of that connection, which is why I also just kept my name Paes and didn't go back to my real name, because then no one would have known who I was. Mm-hmm. So everybody knew me for street art, and it just kind of took off from there, right?
Harder to have an arrest warrant
Yeah.
if they don't know your
They don't
name.
know my real name.
Well, thank God the statute of limitations up.
right.
You don't plan on going to San Antonio anytime soon, anyway.
I still go quite a bit. I go a couple times a year. I haven't, honestly, since COVID, I haven't gone to San Antonio. That I was traveling and tattooing 6 to 10 times a month. I have quite a bit of clients in New York, San Diego, Albuquerque, Las Vegas, San Antonio, Houston.
So you have a national following.
A little enough that I can go to these cities.
So did they fly you out there, or how did
fly
you
me out, set me up with a place to stay, tattoo all their friends and all their homies, and meet a bunch of cool people.
So
make
where
a
do
bunch
you
of
do
money
the
and leave.
tattoos when you do that? Do you do
So
somebody's
listen,
shop?
I know. Sometimes I've had some friends in different cities, but most of these shops want to charge a very high percentage. And for me, it's like I'm already booked for the whole entire week. And I'm willing to pay, but I'm not giving you half my money. So typically, I'm in New York City tattooing in Times Square in a hotel room, which is fun. And it's also 2022, so the type of equipment we have so much stuff that's set for traveling. I have a body bench that condenses down to a box.
Sure,
that I can take on the plane.
Oh, that's true. Most modern technology.
So it's almost like going to a tattoo convention. I'm packing to tattoo outside of my studio.
Sure.
So do you have to buy stuff when you get to these places?
I come with all of it ready to go.
Oh, you come with all of it?
Yeah, I come with all of it. That's a little bit more money spent on baggage on the plane, but the plane, I can't take pigment or needles on the plane, but everything, I could take it under the plane. I can't take it as a carry-on.
You can store it.
Yeah, but I can
still
store
check
it.
Yeah.
And it hasn't. I've flown to so many cities for so many years now. I've only had one time on a flight to New York that my stuff came off the conveyor belt and everything was just open. Oh, it was a disaster.
Most of the time, the luggage is pretty. I've flown like 1,000 times.
It's pretty decent. Yeah, I don't have.
It's pretty decent.
You get there early, like you're supposed to. You're good to go.
Although right now, we just went to Europe on a trip.
Nice.
And they are having troubles over there. It's the same thing. Hiring enough people
to handle everything.
Yeah.
Well,
the trip was great.
East Coast
but
airport's the same thing.
Yeah,
Not so much out west,
here.
but boy, New York has had some trouble with
there's a lot of
Toronto.
challenges.
And then aren't they redoing LaGuardia? I think they're doing a bunch of work on New York. That's why it's been an issue.
I've flown all those times. I never flew LaGuardia, and I just flew Kennedy for the first time. I flew into it for the first time on this trip.
I go however I can get to that area the cheapest. Sometimes I fly to Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, because it's not that far from each other. You can
just jump right over.
I've done Newark. I've done Kennedy. I haven't done LaGuardia. So
it's all tiny and crammed. It's all the same.
Some airports are better than others. But
Dallas is really nice.
Denver's
pretty nice. Denver's
pretty nice. But,
I can see how people are like, oh my gosh, I got to take this tram. I don't know where I'm going.
But there's only 3
terminals.
Yeah. And one that's sufficient to go through the terminals is Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
I like Atlanta too, though.
Yeah,
Atlanta's nice. Chicago, you got to go midway now.
Dallas has got an interesting train system as well.
Part of it's raised, but that sometimes can take a little time. Mm-hmm. But their international one, I happened to go there a couple of years ago. I was meeting my daughter in London, and it was named the best international terminal in the world, and it's like a big mall.
Oh yeah,
that happens to have
everything.
Airport gates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the shopping and everything, and most importantly, it has a Whataburger, so you know.
A Whataburger.
so you're excited because we just got Whataburger here.
Yeah, I got one right. One's about to open right by my house. I'm right off Dublin to Peterson, so right up the Dublin Hill. That one's almost done. Yeah, that one's about to be done.
Oh, it's almost done.
It's almost done. It looks like it's about to open soon for sure.
And so you love Whataburger.
I mean, I'm not really a big fast food person, but if I'm gonna eat fast food, Whataburger and Cane's.
Oh, and that's fairly new too. That's been here just
Cane's
about 3 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So city's growing. City's growing in art too, big time.
Yeah. It's,
we have a lot of great artists in this city.
And
we had some of them on the show, and we're going to have more on the show in the next few shows that we take.
It's definitely growing.
Well, I think the one really smart thing about tattooing as an artist is it's probably the most reliable way to make a living with your art.
Yeah.
You can be a writer or painter.
Finding that niche.
Yeah.
Finding that person or that company or that situation is gonna pay you on the opposite end. But yeah, definitely tattooing is the affordable canvas for everyone, right?
Yeah, the human canvas.
Can everybody who does something on paper, can they do it as a tattoo artist? Because
no, I would say absolutely not. And with that being said, I paint acrylics, oils, I spray paint, I tattoo, but I could not figure out airbrushing. I ruined some projects trying to airbrush. Different technique, different way your hand's positioned. I'm sure at some point I could learn. And for people that are genuine artists and can produce good art on their own, they probably could learn. But then there's the guys that are, it's just natural. You put a tattoo machine in their hand, within the third tattoo, it looks like something you paid for. It looks fine, you know? So yeah, you know, different techniques for different mediums of art. But tattooing being most popular right now.
Well, it's nice that you don't have to have a side hustle to be able to do the tattooing.
Nope, tattoo full time. Although I do have side hustles.
I know you have side hustles. Yeah. Everyone's got side hustles.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Well, when we come back after this break, we'll ask you: did you ever tattoo anything like a grapefruit or other fruits or something? So when you come back, we'll
animals, all that.
we're
His poor poodle.
Dead animals. Dead animals that went from the tattoo straight to the grill. It was okay.
We're gonna find out more about this when we get back. So welcome back. So did you ever paint any fruit?
Tattoo any fruit? I mean, you know, yes, a little bit, but not so much like, I needed to tattoo this fruit to learn how to tattoo, because I had tons of friends that I could tattoo to learn. Right?
If you bring your gear, you can just tattoo these things.
Right in the interview, yeah. So
did you tattoo those for free, or?
Yeah, at the beginning for sure. You know, it's like learning how to tattoo, and I mean, fortunately, it was something for me. I was just so far into art that when I started tattooing, it was one of those transitions that wasn't that hard for me. Like my tattoos weren't that bad. And those friends in the future eventually had me come back and redo the tats and, you know, make them better, add more color and stuff like that. But yeah, that's where it was at. One thing I learned as a tattooist when I first got started is like I didn't need to tattoo myself so much. I needed to mess up my friends because I could fix their shit. And then later tattoo myself. Yeah, for sure. But and then also just being being from San Antonio, being a big street artist, a graffiti artist at the time, I already had a little bit of reputation that people appreciated the little bit of art I was already doing, and they came and sought me for that. So so it was okay. It worked out pretty good.
So did they ever come and like say, hey, you did some great graffiti here, and we want you to do this building over here, or?
Oh yeah. I mean, especially, that's just kind of been through the whole process. I've caught in commission walls over the years, and all of it stems from graffiti. I mean, I definitely don't hide that. Graffiti art was a big part of the growth of my tattooing and my street art and everything, right? Fast forward till now, I mean, shit, I got over 100 murals in town. Wow. Yeah, literally. And a lot of them are on the streets, but a good majority of them are big ones inside businesses that unless you go in that business, you'll never see it. Oh. I've painted every Joey's Pizza. I've painted every fast food foods. I've painted so many other businesses. We talked about earlier today the homeless shelter downtown. They're opening a second building. I'm about to paint that whole building. Oh, wow. So a lot of it has, of course, just the whole process of growing as an artist and trying different mediums, not restricting myself only to tattooing. And then we're in a city that people love the art, and it's still so new here that the few artists like myself and other artists that are doing murals and that type of art, we're catching a lot of jobs. You get to other cities, LA, this, that, and the other. Let's say Denver. There's 250 street artists, and there's probably 30 to 50 of them that are like world famous and charge tons of money. Here, there's 5 of us. We're killing it. So it's good, right? The city's taking this transition and is growing, And it's a great thing to be a part of it, right? I know this won't be like this forever. 10 years from now, there'll be 300 artists, everybody fighting for walls. But right now, we're the innovation of it all.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Leading edge.
Leading edge.
The point is the spear.
It's good to be at the beginning of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
sure.
Yeah.
So, see 5 artists, you ever talk to each other?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I do know them. I wouldn't say a couple of I know them, and we talk and stuff like that. Everybody's got their own thing, doing their own grind. I wouldn't say that everybody's connecting to create stuff, but individually everybody's busy, and that's super good. So that's what it needs to be, right?
And then more art in this city. I mean, you go downtown now. I mean, you can see like the
More murals
statue
popping
and
up
more
and different stuff.
murals
Yeah.
on- Wow, and you say, "Oh, that looks nice."
Yeah,
you know?
it's definitely growing now. So it's cool, downtown, up Platt Ave, coming up Colorado Ave, and little trinkets of stuff here and there. Yeah,
yeah, you see stuff going on
up and down.
Platt.
Yep.
Well, something I didn't know is that it's a pretty common thing. The first Friday of a month, like art galleries all over the place, all are sort of open, showing their goods.
Yep, and that's nationwide. And
that's nationwide.
It's growing here as well. Coming from San Antonio, most of the art galleries are in a district called Southtown, right outside of downtown.
I remember that. I visited
They
Southtown
close
a couple
down
of times.
5-6 blocks city every first Friday. People get to drink in the streets. Every gallery's open. Restaurants like artists put their art. So we're getting there with that too. It's a little more spread out
told
here.
you can spend some time outside too.
Yeah.
Well, at least in the
good
fall,
warm months.
The summer months, it's like 120.
The city
it cools off a little, so you can.
it cools off a little. The city's done a good job. They've created a shuttle that on first Fridays is free, and it pops in Old Colorado City, pops right by us, pops right downtown, and it just goes all night.
I remember they used to have a
people around.
bus system. You paid 10 cents. You go downtown area.
Oh yeah, well we got a bus system that's back. I don't
Wow.
know if you've seen that.
No.
Go down Tejon. Every other block, they've deleted 4 or 5 parking spaces, created a concrete bus stop, and they're city buses, but they're a little shorter and they're free, and they take you from the college stadium down to.
Oh, wow.
Now it's a great idea. Unfortunately, recently I was painting a very awesome mural for a book publishing company downtown on Cascade, and the bus was coming by every 10 to 20 minutes. And nothing but crazy homeless were getting off that thing. I was like, I could see the bus driver's face. It's like, I mean, unfortunate people, these were not the case. They were crazy as hell, yelling, getting off the bus. And I was like, man, I don't think the city planned
This very well.
that very well with what was going on.
Did you ever paint at the Alamo?
Hell no.
You don't remember the Alamo? Isn't that in San Antonio?
Paint on the Alamo?
No, at or around the.
Oh
site
yeah,
of the
murals
Alamo?
around there. Yeah, I thought you meant that I ever paint the shit. You see what happened to Ozzy when he pissed on it? Imagine if I painted it.
Peter, you're trying to get our guests in trouble.
Yeah.
No, I am merely asking questions.
Maybe you snuck down to the basement and saw Pee Wee Herman there and painted.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
Listen, where the Alamo sits, there's a whole open area. There's shops. I don't know if you've been to San Antonio, but that whole
nice
area,
area.
the streets, everything.
One time I was at a conference and the hotel was right across the street.
Oh yeah, probably right down by the
Isn't
river.
there like a river
Yeah.
walk there?
River
too?
walk,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that whole area where that statue is and a gazebo in the mall, underneath there is the original Alamo under the dirt. The city's doing a multi-$100-million project over the next 5 years, and they're digging up all that shit.
Oh,
and
wow.
all that's going to be glass walkways to walk over and look down into it.
Oh, that
Yeah,
will be neat.
That would be crazy. Yeah, all Alamo Road or Alamo Plaza Road.
So
or whatever.
you never got to do an interpretation of
the Alamo?
Davy Crockett.
No, we were little punk
Bowie,
kids.
Bowie knife.
Yeah. I probably now I'd be more interested in doing something like that. One of my buddies, Wolf, is a dope artist, and he'd probably be interested in doing something like that too.
Sure, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, last question because Peter's biting at the bit to start his question.
Peter's very sad when he's not allowed to talk as much.
As you can see, he just remains quiet.
Yeah, that's yes. I'm giving you a chance to talk. Most episodes I talk way too much.
So, is there any schooling required to be a tattoo artist, or
Not
or what
required. There has been tattoo schools that have popped up around the USA, but it's not nothing that's like really certified type of college, I guess, right? Tattooing still goes back to the original roots of meeting another tattooist that's qualified enough to apprentice you. At least that's the way it's been for a long time. Now, with YouTube and stuff like that, honestly, if an artist is a good artist, they could probably absorb a lot of YouTube videos and figure it out.
Watch some episodes of Miami Ink.
You still have to have that practice. And
you still got to have those homeboys that are going to let you fuck them up. I mean, you definitely do. sorry. But, but tattooing is just another utensil to create art, whether it's a paintbrush, airbrush, pencil, marker, tattoo machine. It's people can figure it out, and I think nowadays with tattooing, more of these artists who have come into the tattoo industry as artists, not just the pick it off the wall, stick it type situation, have carried this industry to the next level, right? And that's kind of where it's going. You take it back to the 90s, Joe Schmo could open a tattoo shop and probably financially do just fine, because there are certain techniques, and if you're just tracing something, I mean, really, you could probably figure it out. But because of TV tattoo shows and all that, people seeing on TV, wow, that's an amazing big piece, they start searching for those type of artists in their own town. It just trickled into an industry that now has a lot more actual artists and not just dudes tracing shit all day. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Peter, you get to ask a question when we get back.
Peter, you have to wait till the next segment?
The next segment, all right.
I'm ready for you, Peter. I'm ready for you.
We're going to bring it. We're going to bring it. Doug, most of our viewers and followers know that our new episodes come out on YouTube on Thursday nights.
Right.
But we have a new announcement about the third chair.
Exciting announcement.
Starting with the older episodes, they're now going to be on a TV channel.
Yes, very exciting.
So the TV channel is with the Pikes Peak Library District, Comcast Channel 17 here in Colorado Springs. And I believe the episodes are going to play at 7 o'clock at night, but they may cycle them, and who knows, maybe they'll be on at 2 or 3 in the morning. So if you're in Colorado Springs and you have Comcast and access to Channel 17, you're able to watch the third chair. The episodes are edited a little bit shorter. Some of the commercials are taken out on TV.
It should be exciting.
Yeah, I can finally tell my friends I'm really on TV.
We could tell them we're TV stars.
That's right. Welcome back to the third chair. I'm Peter, that's Doug, and we're here with our special guest, Paes, who is a tattoo artist, an artist, an entrepreneur, family man, griller, just a man that wears many hats.
I do. Yeah.
Some of them even forward. Anyway, and so let's talk about the art community in Colorado Springs. We've had a lot of artists on our show.
Yeah, you had April recently.
Yeah, we've had April. Some people from Cottonwood Center for the Arts.
Oh, nice. Yep. They've been here for a long time doing it.
It's really incredible to see it grow, and as you mentioned, you've seen growth. And so you've been involved with some community art projects. Why don't you just give us a little rundown? I wrote down the names of a few of them. The Colorado Springs Tattoo Expo back in 2007
at Hotel Elegante.
At the Elegante.
During that time in my career, I was traveling and doing a lot of tattoo conventions. Yeah. So meeting artists and stuff. I put on a show here, and a lot of people were wanting it to be more than a one-time event, but it was so much work and needed more money. So it did well, but that was a one-time thing for me. But yeah, that was 2007. I had 50 booths, 30 artists were from around the United States, some from Puerto Rico, and then just up and down the Front Range. And just a really great tattoo convention. Everybody got to come in. Everybody stayed busy. But like I said, behind the scenes and everything else,
it's a ton of work.
It was a ton of work, and it was just maybe at some point I'd do something like that again. But it was just something to throw out there.
With some of these tattoo conventions, are there ever like workshops, say you want
seminars.
Seminars.
Yeah,
Okay, I want to be able to do a better German Shepherd head on
absolutely,
an arm.
So we had a few seminars at our show, but yes, I mean, there's actually the Evergreen Festival right outside of Aspen or something, and that is only a seminar 3-day event.
Oh, wow.
So they have tons of artists, and you pay a bunch of money, and it's for artists to go and learn this stuff. But it's not even like a tattoo the public type of thing.
So have you done something like that?
I've done a couple seminars in the back. I have my own approach to tattooing, so I've done some back in the day, but...
So was that worth it, or did you learn something like...
Oh, you mean did I do seminars? Yeah, I did some seminars when I first got started in tattooing. Back in like 99, there was a big convention in San Antonio, and I got to do a Paul Booth seminar, who at the time he's still pretty famous tattooist, but uber famous at the time, Jack Rudy. So yeah, it gave me some insight. It answers some questions that a young tattooist like me wouldn't want to approach these guys and be like, how do you do this? But we were able to take the seminar, pay a little money, and just listen to what it was. So yeah, for sure.
Sure. Yeah, there's a few other events that I had not heard until I looked at your social media. What about the Box State Tattoo Expo?
So I did the show in 2007, and then fast forward, when was that?
2016.
Yeah. So I threw another convention at the same hotel. Like I said, it wasn't something annual that I wanted to do yearly, but some years went by. Boom, we dropped another show.
Nice.
Same hotel. This was before Hotel Elegante. Now it's becoming a apartment complex.
It got sold.
Yeah, it got sold. But yeah, so that was just another really great tattoo convention. Focusing on the awards, focusing on the individual artists. We had some ink masters come out from the TV show, and just a lot of great artists from our town, from Pueblo, from Denver, and abroad. So.
Wow. What about the 719 Culture Fest?
719 Culture Fest. That was crazy. I moved my private studio down to Platt Ave, and in the Nob Hill neighborhood, and I'm just an old school graffiti guy, so it's like being in that neighborhood and seeing all these older businesses. I knew that the people in those buildings were owning the buildings, right? It's not like Academy. I can't get permission to graffiti the side of Texas Roadhouse. But on Platt,
But do we need permission?
Yeah. True that.
Something that big, you probably need to get it.
The opinion of the guest does not necessarily reflect the opinion of Two Men and a Duck Entertainment.
There he goes again, trying to get the guest in trouble.
Yeah.
No, I think he's trying to get Two Men and a Duck in trouble.
It's too late. It's good now.
I thought I saw Peter out there tagging something.
So what was the name of your studio on Platt?
It was Creator Supreme.
Creator Supreme.
And while I was in the area, I said, I'm going to paint a bunch of murals around here. I'm going to go ask permission so that when people drive down here, they all know I'm the dude in the cut doing it. Well, I go up and down the block, old school style, knocking on doors, showing portfolios, offering free murals, and just about everyone said yes.
Wow.
So I said,
that sounds like a good thing.
Wow.
You
That's how it started. So then I reached out to some of my friends that do graffiti, and in just that first summer, we must have painted a total of like 15 murals. And then the next summer, that number jumped up to about 50. So I did.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you drive up now Platt, the majority of those murals are still there. Quite a bit of them. You got to drive around the building to see them. There's some.
Okay.
We did it
from the road.
Yeah, we had some friends come from San Antonio do a huge Tech Nine mural, which Tech Nine is a rapper. Tech Nine came out to Denver for a tour.
Isn't it also like a submachine gun?
Submachine
Tech
gun.
Nine, yeah.
Same thing. But he came down
and
he came down and took pictures in front of the mural and put it on his social media, which was super major, right?
That is.
So that's what led to the 719 Culture Fest, right? This is kind of built into, now this is a community thing. Now the community loves it. Let's go even harder.
So based on the area code? Is that the
719 is based on it. So it's like saying Colorado Springs Culture Fest. But it was an urban effort. It was a street art situation. Wow. So in street art, it's more, people tend to use the number of the area code, right?
Sure.
So we threw a big event. 2,000 people showed up. It was free. Performances, food trucks, live art, 6 murals getting done. It was a pretty big deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
sometimes the numbers represent area codes. Other times they represent other things, like the 420 Art Jamboree. I'm guessing that was not area code 420.
At that point in time, I had started. I changed the Knob Hill to a fucking nonprofit, which was a bunch of bullshit, but had some great people work with me, so we all worked together on that. And it was private property, even though it was really large, so we didn't have to get permission. And we allowed no one under 21 into this huge area that we had blocked off. We had 50 art vendors. We had so many live performances from local artists.
Wow.
We even had Little Flip, who was a big rapper at the time from Houston, come down and do some rapping. And most importantly, everyone was able to walk around outdoors and smoke pot. It worked because it was private property and it was kind of sealed off visually from the street. But when you got back again, we had probably about 1,500, 2,000 people.
Wow.
And everybody was smoking. No weed was sold. We did have a couple dispensaries. They were not giving away weed. They were just simply there with their booth. But it was kind of like, we knew we were pushing an envelope. Honestly, that was a scary day. I was waiting all day to get arrested. I mean, listen, I was like, we're throwing an event. Motherfuckers are smoking pot. This is what we're doing.
And we've advertised it.
And we advertised the shit out of it. But we did do everything
as long as there was no fighting and no riots.
Yeah, and really there wasn't. It was a great Colorado pot event, I suppose. We definitely focused on security. We had to let some people wanted to show with their kids. Like, listen, if you're under 21, we get there's art here, but there's people smoking marijuana. Y'all can't come.
Sure.
And people were fine with it. No fights, nothing like that at all. It was a pretty good day. Good turnout.
Sure.
So those are some of the events, some of the stuff.
Did you ever take pictures or video? I mean, of course, the phone technology probably wasn't as good even back in 2007. It was kind of really just beginning. Have you chronicled any of this? Or,
you can get on YouTube and stuff like that and see a lot of the Knob Hill stuff if you just look that up. That wasn't that long ago with the Knob Hill stuff. I think that was after 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
sure.
And as the Knob Hill grew in steam, I still was separately working on growing as an artist, and I was getting way more busier. So I ended up passing off the Knob Hill to a few of the board members and let them take it from there.
Sure. Now, I know also on your website and your social media, you mentioned that you were involved with the Pikes Peak Art Council. Now,
just for a little bit, yeah.
Now, is that actually involved at all in officially municipal government?
We will answer that after this break.
Yeah.
And then we're going to look at pictures.
And then we're going to look at pictures. Okay, all right.
It's a tricky question. Tricky question.
He has a minute to think about it.
Yeah, talk a little more after this.
Yeah, okay. We're ready.
I never get a word in edgewise here. Welcome back to the third chair. I'm Peter. That is still Doug, although he has new glasses, or have you had those for a while? And we're here with our special
About
guest.
3 years.
3
years is new.
Yeah,
Newish.
3 years is the new 1 year. Yeah, and we're here with Paes, local tattoo artist, entrepreneur, businessman,
Who does
family
not have
man.
new glasses on.
And
don't.
really, no.
I recently started wearing glasses in the last year. I was making fun of my buddy at the tattoo shop. Look at your ass wearing them goofy ass glasses. Let me see them. I put them on. Shit was clearer. I was like, oh my God, I need glasses.
Yeah.
Just when I'm getting real close to stuff, you know.
Yeah.
45
But,
is
but
here.
that might be
Yeah.
close, might be important for a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
This is a B, or it might be a frog.
I start getting further back because I tattoo.
And then your arms will be long enough to tattoo.
I know.
Oh my goodness. So, the Pikes Peak is it Art Council? Is that a part of municipal government, or is that
I think a little bit of a part. Definitely, there was some city council members that were also part of that group.
So it would be then, yeah.
Honestly, listen, those guys probably didn't like me at the time because I did go through a process to get voted onto the board, and I was misunderstood what the board's duties were, which the board's duties are to take care of the city art, to delegate the city art, to find out, right? And I thought for some reason we were going to do some art and really get out there and you know, so I only did it for a couple of months and I was like, okay, I'm over it. It was taking up too much of my time for me.
So
Those guys, you know, me, I'm an artist, so I want to do art. I do want to help artists do art. I want to be a part of that level. And this was just a little bit different. They definitely do great things for the city, but a lot to do with like a lot of the downtown statues, a lot of the paintings are in the courthouse, stuff like that. And for me, it was just like, well,
Were they like also allocating resources, like grants for this kind of person or that person?
No, it was just
no
more
money
like,
involved.
They were more just, from what I understood, policing and taking care of the city archive of art. So,
Would you say it was at that point you decided to abandon your desire for a career in politics?
yeah. It's like, this is not for me.
That was probably a wise decision.
Yeah, you're much happier.
After watching politicians and stuff since I retired, I'm like, I am glad I never decided to be a politician.
Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
But so I even though I was a part of that group, it wasn't for too long, and that was just more on me. I'm just a rebel artist. Just get my ass out there and let me do some art.
Sure,
all that other stuff in between, I felt not too interested in. You know.
Sure. Now, do you have a question, or am I continuing on with family?
No, you're continuing on with the pictures.
With the
Like we
pictures,
said
all right.
before we break.
It's your time.
Yeah, it's our time. Okay, this is
wanna
oil
see
painting
some of
or
these
acrylic or
pictures.
something that
A mix
you
of
did.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, this one
Yep,
here.
just
Our
a-
producer will put it on the screen.
Okay, yeah.
So that looks like a guy from Beetlejuice or something.
Yeah, definitely funkadelic.
Now, is he smoking like a?
It's his finger touching his mouth. This is a very abstract painting of a rap artist named Mac Miller. And this was off of one of his famous photo shoots, and it was just, you know, me glancing at that photo, and it created something abstract out of that.
Wow. Now,
So is this a tattoo on somebody?
It's not a tattoo. It was just something I
Art
did
for
fun.
sale.
Yeah, it was art for sale.
It is
And,
gallery,
yeah,
on
and-
your
yeah,
site.
at the site. Yeah, so
Which we will discuss after the next break how to get this.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah, so just a cool
I
little
like
small
that
painting.
one. Yeah, I looked at it.
Rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling. Now, I thought that this Homer picture was yours, but it
Jansen
turned out I
Peak.
was very wrong. But
Yep.
it's a cool picture.
This
of
is a
Homer.
local artist. He's a very talented guy, Jansen Peak. He.
I just watched The Simpsons before that, and that's,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
He's going to be on our
Patches.
show as well.
Yeah, Jadson? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, Jadson's the homie, yeah. He's a dope local artist and stuff, yeah, so that was his painting.
Yeah, that's
These
cool.
paintings you're showing, they were from our last show at Ultra Flat Black. A good friend of ours, Picasso, had a stroke.
Oh, no.
So we donated, we had maybe at least 12 artists donate paintings,
Oh, that was
and
nice.
they were priced
Was
really
that part
low.
of a fundraiser for
Total fundraiser. We ended up raising $3,480 that
So
night.
how's he doing now?
He's doing better. He's still got a long journey ahead of him. But we just want to help out with making sure he's not worried about his bills as he
Right.
rehabilitates. And
Oh my goodness,
gets
yeah,
out
it's
of
a
that.
long road to
Yeah,
recovery.
he's got a little ways to go. So
Now, we're now going to put up the tattoo picture number 1. This is off your social media. And you tell me that this is a lady. And tell us about that tattoo besides you taking a year to do that.
Yeah. This is just a combination of her ideas. This was probably, it might have been a year or two ago that I did her back. But it's the half tiger, half bear clock with the Roman numerals with the quote around it in Spanish with the roses. But this chick is tough because that wasn't a year. That was us tattooing from about 10 in the morning to about 2 in the morning.
One day?
One day. She
Wow.
sat. Literally. And you could tell by the
Did
picture.
you do the whole tattoo?
Absolutely, the whole thing. All she had was those kanjis, those Japanese lettering. She had, and right there,
And
nothing
she
else.
sat there 14 hours. And you
Some
did all
clients
that
are
work.
like, I need to get it done.
Wow.
16 hours. Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
it was about to 2 in the morning.
Was there special
Oh,
meaning
my.
of half tiger, half bear? I'm
I
trying to think Chinese.
I'm sure there was.
Chinese
I tattooed
astrology,
so many people. I'm sure at the time there was. This is definitely her.
But how did you feel at 2 in the morning? Were you afraid to make a mistake? Did you question yourself?
No, I mean, I've been tattooing for so long, and
so you didn't have any
Was-
problems
I mean,
doing
was this
we
one?
paid a lot to doodle for a living, so it's all good.
Was this one before or after you got the new glasses?
It was before. Things have
why
changed.
he
That
needed
is a
the new
beautiful-
Things have
glasses.
changed. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
after
a beautiful
16 hours.
tattoo.
Yeah.
That is
And-
so. That
and
is
that's
so
amazing you did it in
fantastic.
one day.
Yeah, looks even better in person.
Boy, yeah.
She's
that was-
covered. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd
Now
like to
this
see
one
that
is an interesting story. It's a tattoo of a guy's head, but I didn't realize the redemption story that goes along with
down
this
at
tattoo.
the studio I work at, Fallen Heroes, we have a redemption program for people who have had aggressive gang tattoos or aggressive racial tattoos that they can't afford to cover, but it's inhibiting them to really live a life now, right? And this guy, he actually had quite a bit. He had big swastikas on his stomach. I mean, he was in prison for years and got a lot of crazy tattoos. And got out of prison, married an Asian lady, had a bunch of babies, clearly not racist, and had to do something about these tattoos. So this head tattoo covers some gang-related horns, covers some other gang-related stuff, basically.
What a neat program to
that's
people
good.
when they think of redemption. This is probably not the first
Yeah.
idea that comes to mind, but I think it's brilliant. What a great way of saying
yeah. We knock
I've
out
changed my mind on how I feel about some issues.
And we have some people that hit us up that might have just a little crazy tattoo, and they're like, "Oh, that's not the case."
Yeah,
but for
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
he really needed. I mean, he really needed.
And
to
are
change
those
it up.
oranges and yellows, or is that just my printer
No,
not
yeah,
printing them
orange, yellows, and reds. The work is called biomechanical, right? I guess the best reference you can use is like the movie Aliens, where H.R. Giger came and did all the walls of the spaceship.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
This is a very much graffiti version of that kind of artwork.
That is
I
so
really
cool.
like that.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's his whole entire head now. I've done the back of his neck. Some of the other artists that work with me covered up the stuff on his stomach, and now he can go to the gym and do his thing and not damn near get into a fight every time.
Sure.
Because
yeah.
people see those certain tattoos.
Yeah,
you know what I
boy.
mean?
And in other places, I mean, more than the gym.
Just everywhere.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
everywhere. I mean, because
yeah.
with
For
him,
job
it was
things.
on his face, head. It was, it was
Yeah.
like it was in your face. You know?
Sure. Sure. Well, we're going to hold off these last two tattoo pictures for a few moments, maybe even an entire episode.
Yeah.
But we will
Maybe
come
he'll
back
come-
in
maybe
just a
Paes
moment.
will come back next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I still got plenty of pineapple
Okay,
juice and vodka. I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
We just have to keep you in the basement and send food down to you.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. We'll be right back after this message. Hi, I'm Peter from Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching, and as you know, I do help people with drug and alcohol recovery issues. I love to help people get better, but I also offer a variety of other services, including regular life coaching services. I've helped several people write and finish a book. I've helped a doctor that was in medical school graduate and then get into a residency. And I also actually have quite a background in mathematics, and I do some math tutoring for the GED as well as the ASVAB for those that are thinking about a career in the military. So my contact information is on the screen. Please send me an email or a text, and we can talk about some of these services and how I can help. That's Peter Grigg at Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching.
Welcome to the third chair.
We're back.
We're back.
You know, someone could begin the segment. We don't have to always have the guest begin the segment.
I'm here for you.
I kind of like the guest beginning the segment.
We've had the big guest.
Yeah, we've had to when Peter's still upstairs doing something else.
Oh yeah, we launched film 2 minutes before he got back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Too many tacos.
2 minutes talk. Well, after I knew they started, then I knew there was really no hurry.
Thank God.
You got it, guys.
Yeah, he wasn't missed at all.
yeah, exactly. Well, those are some cool tattoo and art photos that we put up. We will have more next week.
And that means Paes is coming back. That's good news.
He's coming back.
Might as well.
And we're gonna. We started the first round easy, and now we're gonna get into the tough questions next week.
But I'm gonna spend all week worrying about that, you know.
So here's a question. I know you have your hands in lots of different. You got lots of stokers in the fire.
For sure.
You've got the gallery and the.
Yep, Ultra Flat Black is rocking and rolling right now. And now, so tattooing full time with Fallen Heroes, traveling and tattooing, painting quite a bit of murals. Literally all summer, I've been painting pretty much every weekend. Even today, painting today. Next weekend, I'm painting City Rock. I'm doing the third installment of 50-foot murals we're doing in there.
Wow.
Wow.
And then, yes, so I mean, again, if you don't go into these businesses, you know, you'll never see this stuff. And
if you don't ask, you won't get a yes.
You won't get, true that. You won't see it. So, but yeah, you know.
I mean, does your wife just say, go? Honey, go.
Well, you know, social media portrays all my work. I don't necessarily put all the family time out there, but I do try to get at least one solid day in a week. We're a very tight family. We're up with the kids every morning. You know, try our best to do that. But you know, a lot of crazy people on social media, so I don't need to always.
Yeah. We have some people that don't even want any pictures of their kids, or
so I'm busy, but I still make time for that, and that's just about it. Pretty much, like my Instagram says, you know, art, family, grilling.
Art, family, grilling. So, you mentioned that you are booked out for a tattoo session out several months. So, are you taking new clients?
Of course.
So how would they get a hold of you to make an appointment to get that tattoo?
Look at my name up, Paes 164. So Paes 164. That's on everything. It's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, .com. And then coming down to the studio, I work at Fallen Heroes. We're on the lower half of West Colorado Ave, right across the street from Benny's Bar.
So they just come in with their day timer and you'd find the time?
They work. We got a whole front staff that handles all that kind of stuff. So they come in. We'll discuss the idea, discuss the time we need, and then they book it right up. You know, I think right now I'm booking into November. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then the art gallery, and there's also a small bar there.
Yep.
And I know sometimes you have food there too.
Yep.
Is that what are the hours for that?
So me and my two buddies have never opened a bar in our life. So we're going through the ups and downs and figuring everything out. Right now we're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. 11 to 12 Friday, Saturday, 11 to 8 on Sunday. Every first Friday we have an opening art show. Every third Friday we also have an opening art show. First Friday is big. We talked about that earlier. Third Friday in some of these bigger cities is also big because people just can't get enough of the art.
Do you have performers that come in, like stand-up comedy?
We do, yes. So the
karaoke,
in-between times on the Saturdays, we have, basically it's an open mic night. This past Saturday, it completely turned into a comedy night. And we were packed. It was great. We've also had some local musicians. You know, it's not the biggest space, so we can't house a full band.
I went down and checked it out. You know, looks like if you get 60 people in,
50,
if you do 50
at the most,
yeah.
But yeah, you know, everything kind of art, and really we're so focused on local art. I know a lot of groups and situations have had the same, you know, drive, and then as soon as it gets started, then it's all about these artists from outside of the city, outside of the state, which they're incredible too. But hey, listen, we're the artists that have been here doing all this work, you know, so, you know, Ultra Flat Black, we want to showcase that, whether it's the singers, the rappers, the comedians, the poets, the painters.
Do you need reservations to get in?
Nope, you just have to get in time to fit.
Is there a cover charge? Or
no
just,
cover charge.
Yeah,
all these events and shows are completely free. We are a full bar. We knew that we're not always going to sell all the paintings, so we needed to figure a way to generate a little more money to really do the ideas we wanted to do.
Even Cottonwood Center for the Arts has a wine and beer and
little setup.
Some coffee. Yeah.
So we went all the way, though. We got a full bar.
Nice.
Get some shots, we get it all in. But it's been going really good. We've been having really good turnouts as we're learning more about how to run it and how to do it. I think our ultimate goal is to be open a few more days a week so that we can do a couple more things.
Sure.
And I'll go ahead and announce it now on your guys' show, but we're working with a couple of groups here in town to shut down Chestnut from Colorado Ave 2 blocks back to throw an Oktoberfest.
Oh wow!
And it would be Halloween Eve, so it'd be October the 30th on a Sunday, and we just got the permits passed a couple days ago, so I got a couple more little things that pop out, but it will be one of the biggest events in the city for sure.
Wow, that's fantastic!
We're pumped about that,
And you heard it here first.
First.
Yes, on the third chair.
Yeah.
Well, you are graciously going to do another episode, so we're going to do that in a little while. In the meantime, please like, subscribe. Yes, it'll be, and we are all going to be wearing the same clothes. So we will see everyone next week. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell icon so you know when we've uploaded an episode.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Thank you.
This has been the third chair.